Peace, love, and light, my loves. What's going on? It's your girl Crystal, the Raw Spiritual Guru, coming through with another pick a card today. Today we are going to focus on love, but in a different sense. So what are your triggers in love? When I say what are your triggers, what are things that basically trigger you in like a negative way when it comes to love or some type of new start or connection with another person, whether it's a brand new connection, whether it's you're single and you're just dating, or whether it's you've been in a long-term relationship, right? So what are some triggers in love when it comes to you and your dating life, or what you truly want when it comes to love? Okay, so we got 4 piles. Pile number 1 is the Hematoid Quartz. Now, these are all pendants from my store. If this was something that you like, you could visit my website. Everything is going to be below. And these are currently available for purchasing. Of course, you will get a copper necklace as well with the pendant. So if you chose pile number 1, it's going to be the Hematite Quartz. So that's quartz and hematite. Pile number 2 is the Malachite piece. Pile number 3 is Amazonite. Pile number 4 is Black Tourmaline. All handmade with love. Okay. So pile number 1, the Hematite Quartz. Pile number 2, Malachite. Pile number 3, Amazonite. Pile number 4, Black Tourmaline. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Take a minute to meditate on which pile is calling you. We are going to get started. Pile number 1. Okay. So for those of you who chose this beautiful hematite double quartz pendant, this is going to be your reading. Triggers in love. That is the theme of the day. All right, so let me just take a look at this real quick. All right. So you have a lot of earth energy and water energy in this pile. So it's a possibility that you either have heavy earth or water placements in your chart, or you could be dealing with those signs a lot more often than the other signs in the zodiac chart. You have the 7 of Pentacles. You have the Ace of Pentacles reversed. You have the Ace of Cups. You have the 2 of Pentacles. So that's for your tarot so far. So things in love that triggers you is, how can I say it? It's like, I guess, lack of effort when it comes to like either meeting someone or being in a solid connection, It could be very triggering to you when you have like a partner who don't really give you what you believe you deserve, as far as when it comes to like intimacy, even friendship, companionship, love, respect. It looks as though with this Two of Pentacles here, right? So the Two of Pentacles is usually the juggling card. So that could also be a trigger in love. Like maybe you feel as though people might juggle you, whether it's juggling you with people or juggling you with their time and their effort. Like maybe you're not a priority when it comes to love, or when you deal with certain people, that could be a trigger as them not making you a priority. Not really managing their time right when it comes to you as well. That could also be a trigger, as far as like if you and this person are getting to know each other but it's inconsistent. So that could also be a trigger for you. It looks as though new beginnings and endings is triggers as well for you with these three at the top. So when I say new beginnings and endings, I say endings because you have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So the Ace of Pentacles and the normal tarot will usually be given and taken. It usually be like fulfillment, happy life, happy wife. You know, you got the coin, you got the man, you got the woman, you got the family. Everything comes out perfect for you. But this will be considered an ending card in reverse. It looks as though with these, well, really with all three of them, but I'm gonna just focus on these two right now. With the Seven of Pentacles and then the Ace of Pentacles, remember this is supposed to be reversed though, but I'm just showing you so I could tell you intuitively. So it looks as though in love, right, with these two cards in general, like you enjoy the getting to know you stage. You enjoy the light, fun, flirty stage of a connection with someone. When you are building a love connection with them, you enjoy just like chilling, having like that innocent time where nothing really matters, like maybe just being light, letting your guards down, you know, drinking, getting to know each other, like true intimacy. Like it feels like true intimacy, right? But well, let's bring this into that. So it feels like true intimacy. You guys have like no care in the world. It's like could be a real passionate, it could be a real passionate time with you and your lover or your love interest, right? And let's just say you guys just chilling, get to know each other, you guys have sex, it's good sex or whatever, it's real passionate. It could be very enchanting, more so than just like raw and rugged. It's just really like connecting as far as you guys when you have sex and becoming one, right? But it seems like this is what happens, and then this is what happens as well. So these new beginnings take place where you kind of romanticize about this person. You guys like kind of really depend on each other in a sense when it comes to like emotional connection. But as soon as you guys start this happens. So as soon as it begins, it ends. It's like something takes place in a connection with you when it comes to love, where you have a fiery start with someone, or a more grounded and rooted start with someone, where it seems like it could be something that could be long lasting, but all of a sudden the Ace of Pentacles in reverse comes for you. So something gets taken away from you. Maybe partners can like leave you and love you and leave you. Maybe partners can like give you a false hope or illusion when it comes to the partnership between you and them. Maybe, you know, they're just in it for a personal gain, but that's a trigger for you because this probably happened to you more than once in your lifetime and you just don't understand why. But it could be as though things be feeling like, you know, the divine done handed you a partner of a lifetime, but in reality this person was either out for personal gain, or they was just in it for the time. They didn't really see anything long term with you. It started fast and ended fast. That could be triggers. So that's why I was saying with this palm tree, stability, security, permanence, growth, endurance, and flexibility. They are all triggers. You want stability in your partnerships, but it's a triggering when you feel like you had that stability and all of a sudden the other person either pull back or pull away, and it kind of puts you in a mindset like, well, what happened? Because like I thought we were good. You felt as though that they was like your security, that you would be able to grow with this person, but in reality, people show you a portion of them. They don't really show you the whole thing. So triggers for you is someone not being authentic from the start with you. Like that could be a trigger with you. So maybe you set the intentions with a person and be like, hey, you know, like this is what I am, this is what I'm about, this is what I'm looking for. And then they say, okay, that's cool, me too, or this is what I'm looking for. But they don't follow through on their actions. It's like they give you all this in a eluded state, because as soon as they give this to you, they pull it back. So you got, let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. And you got codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. You have guilt. Then you have Kanye West addictions. And then you have the I can't stop thinking about you. So sometimes triggers in love is maybe when you do deal with situations like this, you either, it's two situations with this card. So it's either you run to your friends and you do ask them for help, but you don't necessarily get the help you need. Maybe they just continuously brush you off like, oh, here you go again. Saying it seemed like the same routine with just somebody else. So it's like not constructive criticism. It more so feels like judgment. So with that, you rather just keep it to yourself. So if you feel like you may have the same situation with a different person, you keep it to yourself. So one of your advice is, I would say go to a friend, a strong friend of yours, where you guys tell each other a lot of things and it's truly no judgment. It's like you guys are just trying to help each other grow and like heal your wounds. So I would say maybe reach out to one solid friend that you know have your best interests, that you can trust, to give you advice on like some of the triggers that you go through in love. With codependency here, as well as addictions and guilt, and I can't stop thinking about you. With the I can't stop thinking about you, it falls in line with guilt. So like I said, you guys might start like a passionate beginning that seems really solid and stable with a partner, but as fast as things come, things go. So it's kind of you putting all the blame on you more so than the partner, because you like, why does this keep happening to me? And it puts you in this mindset where you just continuously repeat it over and over and over in your head. Like, what could I have done differently? Like, I can't stop thinking about this person now because we just started off so good. So I don't understand why things ended so bad or abruptly. And it puts you in a guilt state of mind. You walk with a lot of guilt from love connections that you had. Like it puts you in a state like of this girl in the background. Like you might drink a lot, which what addictions would be. You might drink a lot. You may do some type of substance, whether it's drugs or drinking, to try to cope pains. And it's like a cycle or a pattern that you do often. With the addictions and codependency. So Kanye West song, what's your addiction? Is it money? Is it girls? Is it weed? I've been afflicted, but not one, not two, but all three. Then it's like, you make me smile. Why do everything that's supposed to be bad make me feel so good? Everything they told me not to is exactly what I would. So you could Google or YouTube Kanye West addiction. And with the codependency, addictions are affecting your romantic life. So that just says it right there. So it's like triggers in your romantic life is maybe you deal with people that have strong addictions, whether it's money, girls, boys, or weed, you know what I'm saying, or drinking alcohol. You know, it's don't you deal with people that have strong addiction traits or characteristics and within. So that could also be a trigger because you feel as though you continuously attract the same type of person, whether it's they got one type of addiction or another type of addiction. But it's like the people that you usually attract can have a hindrance on your life, and it triggers you because maybe you're in a period of your life where you're trying to change, but you really can't change because the people that you pick in love have like a negative um have a negative effect on you, and they could be dragging you down because maybe you get in these relationships and then you start drugging with them, you know, and then you guys become in a codependent relationship. Like maybe you stop drinking for a while and you met somebody that started drinking again, and they like, all right, let's just go to the bar. Okay, let's just have one drink on me, and then one drink became two drinks, and now y'all drink it every day, and y'all fighting like who gonna go to the liquor store and buy the drinks. Or even with smoking, you stop smoking and now all of a sudden they like, all right, just have one smoke with me, and now you smoking every day and y'all fighting over who turns it to get the smoke for us, you know. So it becomes like a codependent relationship. It turns from this grounding loving relationship to someone basically being used for what they can do, and then they leave. So these are some of the triggers that I'm showing for pile number 1. If that resonated, please like, share, and subscribe, pile number 1. Thank you. So for the people that chose pile number 2, this beautiful malachite pendant, this is going to be your reading. You got a lot of cards, pile number 2. I mean, yeah, this number 2. Okay. Let me just take a quick look at this. Okay. So pile number 2, I got mixed energy when it comes to you. Like I got a strong energy, but then also a weak energy. All right. So we're gonna start with your tarot. You have the Hermit card. You have the Strength card. And then you have Four of Swords. So I'm showing that whoever chose pile number 2, you can either be a Virgo, a Leo, or an air sign. You could usually be dealing with those signs often, the Virgo, the Leo, or air sign, or you could have those placements heavy in your chart. You don't necessarily have to, but those are the signs that's just showing up strong for me in pile number 2. So when we look at the Hermit as well as the Four of Swords, right? So the Hermit is the withdrawing card, like being to yourself, withdrawing from the world, whereas though the Four of Swords is also the healing card and withdrawing from the world. So some of the triggers in love is that this could either be what you do or what people do to you. So take it how it resonates. So I'm showing that you might have had some type of failures or disappointments when it came to love. You might have I'll say like retracted your energy, or people could retract their energy from you when it comes to love. You guys can separate from people often when it comes to love. Um, and this could be a trigger for you. You might have some type of trust issues as well with this Hermit card being out. So I'm just going to pick the Hermit card on this deck and the intuitive messages I'm getting. So you see how in the background is a couple having sex, and then you see this person is just with their candle, and it's a red candle. So this red candle usually symbolizes like passion, love. So like maybe someone is trying to attract new love into their lives. If you look right here, you see a fire. So this person is getting burned in a sense. You see like the fire near this person's foot, but it's not phasing them. They're not getting up or anything. Like the flame has went out and now it's burning them. So when you look at that card like that, some triggers in love is like you might be scared to get burnt again. Maybe you've dealt with a lot of like infidelities in your past, or people playing with your heart, that it made you kind of like in a numb state when it comes to love. Maybe you have seen a lover doing you wrong actually in the act. Maybe you court somebody and it just puts you in a numb state. Maybe you have had broken hearts in the past, or you feel like in love people don't really care about you. In a sense, like if you give somebody your heart, it's not taken well, like they mishandle your heart a lot. So that's a trigger that you could have in love. This could have made you bitter, or you can have triggers with people being bitter in love towards you. Like you can't take like negative actions from your lovers. It's like you work hard when it comes to love. You might be a very strong hard worker when it comes to love. In general, you just might be a hard worker. You might be just a solid person when it comes to self, but that trickles out from love as well. With the Four of Swords as well as the Hermit, in love though, even if these things take place, you understand the importance of retreating and just learning from the actions of others. Even though you might sometimes put yourself in a self-pity, oh why me state, you get over that real quick, because you take the time necessary to retreat to see all angles and possibilities of why this happened, or why they would have did this, or what could have been done differently. But also, with that being said, a trigger as well is when a lover might work too hard as far as in their everyday life. So they might choose work over you, and it kind of make you feel less than. That could be also a trigger for you. I'm showing with the Strength card, this more so would be how you embody yourself, like strength and survivor. You got Destiny's Child, survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to work harder. So in love, you feel as though that you can be a survivor. Like, although you might have situations that have happened to you, you don't identify with them. You take them for what it is as lessons, and you move forward. You don't let things that should hold you back and keep you down. You move forward. Like you a fighter. Like you will fight this bull. You don't care what it is. Any type of fight that comes your way is like you're kind of ready for it. With this, I'm a survivor here. But also with this card that I'm showing is a trigger in love that could be for you is with the Strength card. Because you might be a strong-minded person, a trigger is dealing with someone that's not as strong as you, or that might be weak-minded and have a lot of insecurities, that might accuse you of a lot of like malice things, as far as you doing them dirty, or just always being accusatory. You could be a very attractive person, so you might be one that get a lot of attention, and you might deal with partners that don't meet up to your standards, and then they become jealous of whatever attention you might get from the outside world. You might deal with partners that, like I said, aren't as strong with you as you, and they might have a jealousy complex around you. It's like they might tell you doing too much. You might have heard that a lot from your partner. You doing too much. You doing too much. You need to chill. Woman or man, you doing too much. Why you doing all that? You just need to chill. It's like they have an inferior complex. Like they feel like you might, in a sense, they might feel like you might leave them because they're not enough for you. You might be like a person that is known, and they don't like that too. So when you got romantic feelings and let go of control issues, another trigger is someone probably being controlling or trying to control this relationship with you, or try to control love with you. So if you look at the card, you'll see the man just sitting here, and then the lady and the child sitting over here, but then you'll see the angels over here. So this says allow this situation to unfold naturally. A trigger is maybe you deal with a lot of people that like to try to micromanage you guys' connection. Like, instead of allowing things to flow, they be like, all right, well, we're going to go out on this day, be here that day, and already planned it 2 weeks from now. And you like, well, I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow. Like, how are you going to just plan this 2 weeks from now? And it's like they, or try to control you. No, I like you a lot. We should just be together. Well, no. Well, why don't you want to be with me? Because I don't know you. You know, like, you don't get into things prematurely. You want to, like, really take your time. And you could deal with a lot of people that might be controlling or have control issues. You could also deal with people, or a trigger for a love could be that people don't really express themselves to you romantically. It says your feelings are real and worth exploring. If you look at all three of these cards up here, the Hermit, Strength, as well as the Four of Swords, none of these depict love. None of them depict love. So a trigger for you might be either you deal with people that's not expressive to you, that don't express themselves or how they feel with you or the connection that you're in. It's like maybe you might be a hopeless romantic, or be the one that really like to, like, say, oh man, I really like you, or I really like where this is going, and like maybe you spark that conversation and the person don't be receptive to that. Maybe they just ignore you, or like brush you off, or change the topic. But that's a trigger for you as well, because you don't feel like you could be expressive and tell them how you truly feel about this connection that you guys are trying to build. That puts you in like a stuck, stagnant mindset that want to retreat and go to this Four of Swords, because you don't know where this person's mind is. You definitely might be dealing with a Virgo. Virgos tend to like be shut off when it comes to their emotion. Like, they'll say their emotion. Like, it depends. If you dealing with a Virgo, Virgos usually will be like, you know, they try to show you in a sense, but when it comes to like verbalizing it, they don't like to feel vulnerable. So yeah, unless you've been with them for a long time or dealing with them for a minute, like, that could definitely give me this vibe, Virgo. But that's a trigger for you. It's like not being able to express yourself fully, or not having your partner be open, honest with you with their feelings. So you have Heart with a Key. Welcome in love, meeting the one, open your heart, getting together, perfect. You have Kisses, unconditional, loving, giving and receiving, affection, falling in love. And then you have Not Today, not dealing, hurt, avoiding a conversation, call, or person, boundaries, and still angry. So what I'm getting with this energy is, I'm getting the fact that, like I said, none of these are loving cards. So you have an urge to want to embrace your love and talk about your love, talk about your feelings with this person. You want to probably see where it's going. You want security and love, right? So you might deal with a lot of people that you like in the beginning, but then it just quickly fades, or quickly some type of turmoil take place. It's like You want to be able to be open and honest with your feelings with people, but unfortunately, it's maybe when you do go there and tell them how you truly feel, it kind of shifts your relationship with them, and now it comes to like some type of stalemate where someone is hurt and now they're avoiding the other person. So a trigger, like I said, a trigger for you is meeting people that might be unemotionally available. When you are emotionally available, you want to give someone the key to your heart. You want to shower people with kisses. You want to show them how you really feel through action and as well as talking. But you might be more of a touchy-feely person. You like to be around them. You like to show them, like, hey, what's up? But this person or people that you usually deal with can be more so withdrawn. So that could be a trigger for you dealing with emotionally unavailable people. Or another trigger is you could feel like you meet the right person, but they don't be expressive enough for you. So you might feel a sense of neglect. Another trigger with this not today being here is in dating or relationships and love, a trigger could be that you guys don't have like a solid communication when it comes to how you guys are feeling, whether it's good feelings or bad feelings. So like if you guys have an argument, maybe one person ignore the other person, somebody get blocked, they still angry, they're not trying to deal with it. Maybe somebody talk bad to the other person, start hitting below the belt, and just becoming really harsh with their words, kind of like going against the person's boundaries. So this could be a trigger for you as well, like how people handle you when they're mad. So you have faith and truth, please. So what I'm getting here is you want to deal with someone who is honest and loyal. You have faith that the divine is going to bless you with what it is that you truly want, right? But a trigger is that even with your faith, you just feel as though that a lot of people don't know how to be loyal or honest. So you could have triggers around disloyalty or liars. You can't stand a liar. You can't stand a disloyal person. It's like you have the faith in the divine that they're going to bless you with what it is that you truly want when it comes to love. So you want to keep that mindset, but you really can't stand when people just like lie to you. You can't stand when people like don't open up and talk to you. You can't stand someone that's being closed off from how they really feel. You can't stand a controlling person. You can't stand when somebody are abusive with their words. Like you just can't stand a lot of things when it comes to like really like the foundation part of the relationship. Like what these are our core values, and you are basically making me feel a type of way. Because with this Destiny Child, I'm a survivor. I'm not going to give up. Even though you might deal with this and some of the connections that you have, you're not going to give up. You're going to keep working hard as far as what it is that you want. If you never heard the song, YouTube, Destiny Child Survivor, you will wish this person the best and move forward to another one. Like you're not going to stay stagnant and stuck when it comes to a love that's not meeting your needs. All right, pile number 2. So that was your reading. If it resonated, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Okay, so those who chose pile number 3, which is this Amazonite crystal, and I should have said what these were meant for. So Amazonite is for your throat chakra. It is a very powerful throat chakra crystal, okay? So this is going to be your pile. All right, pile number 3. So what we got going on here, let me just take a look real quick. You got a lot of energy though. It's like a lot of, it's like it be conflicted energy in a sense, but I understand. All right, so pile number 3, you got the 3 of Swords, the 10 of Wands. You have the Ace of Swords in reverse. You have the Knight of Wands. Excuse me. And then you have the Queen of Swords for your tarot. So you have a lot of swords energy, right? You got 4 swords on the board and 1 fire. So you got 4 airs and 1 fire. So you could deal with a lot of fire signs or air signs, or you can be a fire sign or air sign, or have those heavy in your charts, or as well as the person that you usually deal with, people you usually deal with have those heavy in their charts. It's like where to start. So in a regular tarot, the 3 of Swords is heartbreak usually. Deception, heartbreak, third party could possibly be. The 10 of Swords is burdens. And then the Ace of Swords usually is like new beginnings, like clear cut sight, new beginnings, clear vision. So some of the triggers that you have in love is, you probably feel like you might attract a lot of players in love. And I say that with these 3 cards. You probably feel as though that you attract a lot of players in love, or people that don't really want like a solid commitment when it comes to love. So what I'm getting from that is that with this Knight of Wands and this 3 of Swords, you might attract a lot of people that just want to play with you, that don't really want a serious commitment, that want to like be an in and out energy. If you look at this card, right, you see how this person is serenading this person, right? And then you see how this person in the background is just looking like, this person kind of looking in a wicked way at the serenation trying to be happening, right? So a trigger for you is people that don't have good intentions for you when it comes to love. A trigger for you is that people that might hide things a lot, that might just like be like a Casanova, that like try to swindle you and bring you and lure you into their good graces or whatever. Someone that just want like a passionate affair, a charmer. So triggers could be someone that's just very charming, but with their charm they just basically want to hit it and quit it. And it's like maybe this person these people put on personas as far as like they really want to get to know you, but once they get what they wanted, like they might be gone and on to the next. Another trigger is someone being disloyal and dishonest to you, openly cheating on you, maybe being very sloppy with it. Maybe you have dealt with a person that has cheated on you multiple times and they will say they'll change, but they don't. Maybe another trigger you can have is a mama's boy or a mama's girl, because if you look at this picture, it looked like this person in the background is an aged person with these younger people. So maybe another trigger is that you deal with people that really just might be a heavy mama's boy or a mama's girl, and it can interrupt you guys' connection, because they don't necessarily always have to mean cheating. It could just be a third party, whether it might be an outside force entertaining you, outside force trying to interact with you guys' situation. So it could be like a parent figure that's always like trying to butt into a relationship that you have with your partner. That could also be a trigger that your partner don't set boundaries between their family and your connection. Um, Maybe another trigger is that you might meet people with different beliefs than you. So you might deal with people that might have different beliefs than you, and instead of being understanding of each other's beliefs, they try to put their beliefs on you and make you kind of feel less than, and you have to choose like if you want to deal with this person because you guys have different beliefs or not. With this Ten of Wands, that's the burden card. So you also deal with, you might have triggers in love when it comes to dealing with people and taking on people that have a lot of burden. So that could be a trigger for you when you deal with someone and they make it seem like they're casting over or too good to be true, and then you find out they got a lot of burdens and they want you to help them with their burdens. We can name all the burdens in the world, but you would know what them burdens is for you, okay? For real. But you might deal with people that have like a lot on their plate, and they might not have room for you on their plate, so they treat you as like the sauce on the gravy. You may need it, you may not. Sorry, the sauce on the mashed potatoes. My bad. Like the gravy on the mashed potatoes. They treat you like the gravy on the mashed potatoes. Like sometimes you might need the gravy, sometimes you may not. So they definitely treat you as an option versus a place on the plate. Another trigger is that maybe you deal with a lot of people that just like to be random when it comes to sex, and they probably want to have like sex outside a lot, and you say no. But then that could probably like hinder you guys' connection and your relationship from moving forward, because they might call you boring a lot. You might get called boring, or you might have heard that you was boring or lame in your past by a partner, because you might not be as spontaneous as people you deal with. You have the Ace of Swords, but this was in reverse, but I'm just keeping it upright so you can see the card, right? So if you look at the card, you see a pin in the heart, you see the dagger, you see the knife, you also see scissors, you see the ropes, right? So you see this person getting tied up and this lady being in a dominatrix state. So when we reverse this, we see another trigger for you is being dominated. Maybe you don't like dominance in your relationship. Maybe you deal with controlling people that just want to take control over every aspect of your life and be very dominant and controlling. They might push you out of your comfort zone a lot. So another trigger is for someone not truly getting to know you and know who you are. That could be a trigger of yours, because you might bend a little more than you really want to and have people really controlling you and dominating over you in your life, when you really just want to just be chill and get to know a person. Even in the bedroom, you could deal with people that might be a little too rough for you. My advice is just to speak up when it comes to this, but that could be a trigger for you. Like maybe you do speak up and be like, you know what, I don't like when you do this, and they still do it just to get off. Or someone that's very forceful when it comes to sex. You don't like a forceful partner or a person in sex. Like you don't like anything that's just quick. You want something you'll prefer to deal with someone that's willing to get to know your likes and your dislikes when it comes to your sexual encounters. But a trigger is when you deal with someone, they're just trying to get off and not worry about helping you get off, or be like, oh, well, you should have got off because I got off. Like that could be a trigger too. When, like I said, aggression, dominance. So with the Queen of Swords, a trigger is someone being aggressive, too aggressive with you. With the Three of Swords as well as the Queen of Swords here, another trigger could be someone being very sneaky, being a wolf in sheep's clothing, like being deceptive and sneaky. Another trigger can be when You have to put up with someone's stupidity or being indecisive. You appreciate someone that's decisive and intelligent, but a trigger could be when someone just don't really put true things. A trigger could be when someone acts like or dumb down their knowledge, or aren't really up to par and intellect like you would like. So maybe you can't have like an intellectual conversation with a person. So that could be a trigger of yours as well, when you deal with someone that might not be as intelligent as you would like them to be. When it comes to love, not being able to have a solid conversation with them, maybe someone that just don't. You have the golden mirror here. So that says self-absorbed, narcissist, one-sided relationship, love bombing. So when I say with the golden mirror here and all these basically court cards, you literally don't like a narcissist. I mean, I don't think anyone really like a narcissist, but you don't like people that's very narcissistic and self-absorbed. You hate one-sided relationships. So like I was saying, like with this with the Three of Cups, the Three of Swords, the Ten of Wands, as well as the Ace of Swords in reverse, you hate one-sidedness when it comes to relationship. You hate feeling like the gravy for the mashed potatoes, okay? You hate when you deal with people and they make it seem like at first that you guys are going to really grow, and then all of a sudden they disappear, or they're inconsistent, they're nowhere to be found. You can't stand someone that always want to play the pity party and be like, oh, well, I had to do this or I had to do that, and forget all about you and your feelings. Those are triggers for you in love. Trust is a trigger for you as well. And actually, true love is a trigger. How you look at love. So how you look at love is a trigger, because it says this is the romance of a lifetime. But in love, you could be a little heartless. And then it says trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. So you don't really trust a lot of people, and trust is a big thing for you in love. So a trigger is if someone breaks your trust. That could be very triggering for you. If you give someone your heart and they break your trust, you can become heartless. You could become heartless. So if you never heard Heartless, it's Kanye West. You could YouTube it. So how could you be so heartless? It's all the songs I wrote I really like, but it's a dope song. It's like how could you be so Dr. Evil? You bringing out a side of me that I don't know. I decided we weren't going to speak, so while we up 3 a.m. on the phone. It's like more rappy. So like the hook is just like, how could you be so heartless? But anyway, that basically triggers you. Like, people breaking your trust triggers you for a heartless state of mind, and it brings a sense of rejection when it comes to love. It's like you might give somebody your all, you might try to show people like, I'm really in this, let's try to build. And if someone breaks your trust and deceive you and make you seem like you're an option that they could just pick up and leave whenever they want, it puts you in a heartless state of mind because you feel rejection. So another trigger is rejection when it comes to love. You don't like to feel rejected, as no one likes to feel rejected, but especially when you put in a lot of work and you don't understand why it went left. So rejection can be a heavy trigger for you when it comes to love. So with that, you have true love, and then, rejection, and then forgiveness. So people be wanting you to forgive them after they might have did you wrong and put you in a compromising situation, and they want some type of forgiveness from you, right? But you be like, no, I mean, why should I forgive you? At the end of the day, you did this to me. Now I'm kind of heartless with it, but you want forgiveness. So this could be a trigger too, when someone act like they didn't do anything, or what they did wasn't as bad as you're making it, and they want you to forgive them. Like, you should just forgive me. And you like, no, 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 I'm not going to forgive you. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe in the past you have forgiven someone and then they did it again. So now it kind of puts you in a heartless state of mind as well. Like, I learned my lesson from the first time. No, 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 no. Okay. So then you got true love and you got real love, Mary J. Blige. So you can look up Mary J. Blige, real love. So real love, I'm searching for a real love. Someone to set my soul free, real love. I'm searching for a real love. It got to have a real love. So, basically, you want real love. So triggers could be that you put in time and energy into what you deem to be a true love or real love, but it ends up being a dud. So that could be a trigger. You basically wasting your time. So you really want real love when it comes to love. You do believe in true love. You do believe in real love. And you know that you're going to get it. So even though you might go through situations or scenarios with people like this, it don't stop you from believing that the love of your life is out here and you're going to meet them one day. So you like, you see, I'm searching for a real love and I don't know where to go. It's like you just at the point where, you know what? I'm letting the divine to bring the will. I'm letting the divine bring real love into my life. Okay? Like that's where you at right now. All right, so pile number 3, if that resonated, please like, share, and subscribe. So pile number 4, for those who chose the black tourmaline. Black tourmaline is a root chakra stone. It's a powerful protection stone as well. Alright, so you can find it at my shop. All the pendants are at my shop. Link is below. Alright, let me look at this real quick, pile number 4. Alright, so off the bat, pile number 4, you have air energy, fire energy, and earth energy. So you could usually deal with those placements, or you could have those placements heavy in your chart. You don't necessarily have to, but that's what I'm showing on the board. The energy that I'm feeling heavy with this pile, as far as love triggers in your love life, is solid, stable and solid partnerships is something that you seek and want. You have the Queen of Swords, the Nine of Wands, the Knight of Wands, the King of Wands. So heavy fire, heavy fire. Then you have the Four of Pentacles. We want to just touch on all this fire real quick. So fire is usually passionate, right? So passion isn't the problem. The problem is non-commitment. So one big trigger you have when it comes to love is maybe you deal with a lot of people that's non-committal or emotionally unavailable. With the Knight of Wands, maybe you fought a lot when it came to love, as far as you overcame a lot of different obstacles when it came to love. You deal with a lot of players when it comes to love. You deal with a lot of people that's in and out of your life, or just want instant instant gratification when it comes to you. Like they just probably want to sex you and leave you. But they always make it seem like they care. So another trigger when it comes to love is that you deal with people that kind of play with you in love. Like they kind of keep you on a yo-yo, like a up and down. Like, oh, well, I really do care about you. Like, I don't want a relationship though. Why can't we just be? Why can't we just allow things to flow naturally? It's like they always have a rebuttal for, like, if you're trying to get into like a solid commitment or a relationship with them. But why can't we just allow it to go? Like, I enjoy you. Don't you enjoy me? Okay, then. You might, another thing is I'm getting from this strong is like you might deal with people that kind of like brush your questions off, or like when you be serious and be like, look, I really want to talk to you. Like, how do you feel about me? Oh, I like you. Oh, you thinking too deep into it, and brush you off and starts talking about a completely different topic that has nothing to do with how you feel or what you was asking. So you kind of feel like you get brushed off in a sense, like they don't take you serious. So that's a trigger for you when you're trying to have a serious conversation with someone, especially when it comes to the matters of heart, and they don't give you what it is that you're seeking as far as like answers and validation as to what it is that you guys are or where this connection is going. So I just want to look at this card. If you look at this card, really, really look at it, right? You see this man actually have his hand over the woman's mouth. You have 3 birds in here. You have a goat. It looks like you have a hunter. But it's not like the hunter is hunting them, because he's just walking right past. They're not hitting. So maybe another trigger for you is someone, like I just said, someone trying to shut you up. Like, a trigger is that you deal with people that just try to shut you up and shut you down. Like, they only want one thing from you, which is a great passionate time on the horse in the wilderness. And y'all, they probably like to have intercourse outside. It's all these wilderness cards. But they just want a great passionate time with you outside, wherever. It's like, you should have got the 112. Meet me in the shower when you we could do it anywhere, because that's what the vibe I'm getting from this person. Like, you know what I'm saying? Anywhere 112. But even with this King of Wands here, like he's holding her and he's putting her in his cloak. He's trying to show her that, hey, I do care about you, right? But actions speak louder than words. So actions speak louder than words. The person, you might deal with a lot of people that try to shut you up when it comes to you being expressive. They just probably want to have fun with you, just have like a great time. You guys, you probably deal with a lot of people that you have passionate intercourse with that is kind of like lack of true emotions. It's like y'all both get it in and then it be done. But maybe you want an emotional connection when it comes to you, in your partnerships when you have sex. Then it's like the king strives to show them like, oh, I care, but we still naked. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that everybody in this deck is naked, because these people are clothed. So it's like the king strives to be like, well, I care, but take off your clothes. So it's like you feel like it's a disconnect sometimes when you dating people, and you date a lot of people that just want to get your clothes off, that don't want to hear you, but that just want to please you in a sexual way. So that's a trigger for you, not being heard and just only being used for sex. With this Queen of Swords here, you see she got these daggers in her heart. And it looks as though that she is looking at this person. Now this card is kind of, I don't know if she's looking at this person in a lustful state or looking at this person as like a conquering state. But what I'm getting with this these pins in her heart, is like going back to this energy. It's like she's kind of, her heart has been penetrated too many times as far as hurt. She's been hurt too many times when it comes to love. So it's like maybe That could be your energy. You're just embodying like the energy that you just is really clear cut, not taking nobody BS anymore. Like in love, you know, you're not going to be shut up no more. You're not going to allow people to just use you. If you want to move forward and use them, then that's what you're going to do when it comes to sex. But it's like you're not taking that energy no more from anybody. But what a trigger could be is that people playing with your heart, like that energy, like I was saying, is like you might have some good suitors, or you might have met or been with good suitors in your life. You could have been in long-term relationships too. She's looking at a painting, so you could have been in long-term relationships with people, and maybe you could have did some type of sexy video for them and things like that to keep them appeased, and then they poofed went away, you know what I'm saying? So they played with you, and that put another dagger in your heart. This is a black candle, so that could either be a banishing spell that somebody is doing, or a protection spell. So another trigger for you is that you're no longer allowing people to treat you any type of way. I'm going to come to this, but I want to touch on this just because of the Queen of Swords. So you got photographs right here. Looking at your photos, missing you, nostalgia, make new memories. So I'm getting that. So this could either be your energy or another person's energy, but maybe either you or someone else look at photos a lot of their past lovers. So because this is a love triggering, I'm gonna just go with the other person. So maybe in love you might deal with new people, but they have a lot of old pictures of old flames or relationships that they dealt with in the past, and you might catch people looking at them. Like, so if you're in a new relationship, or talking to someone and it's going good, and then you catch them looking at like their old lover, and like getting hot and bothered and missing them, and it's like taking away from you guys building the connection with you, you know, that could also be a trigger for you, that they're dwelling in the past, that they're not really giving you all their attention, that they're giving their attention to someone else other than you, that they're holding on to past memories with their exes. That could also be a trigger. You might deal with people that do that a lot. They got like photos from 8 years ago with all the different women or men that they dealt with. Like, sometimes you gotta clear that energy out your phone. That's a message for somebody. You gotta clear that energy out your phone sometimes, because you're harboring, you're holding on to that energy. You're not ever going to be able to move forward if you keep that energy in your phone. So that could definitely be a trigger for you. So with the Four of Pentacles being here, that's usually being tight, holding on tight to things. So triggers also could be someone who is depressed or have low self-esteem. That always doubt things. So dealing with someone who is who suffer from depression or low self-esteem could be a trigger. So someone that's always trying to be accusatory or seek validation from outside forces can also be a trigger for you when it comes to love. Someone that's kind of withdraw and don't really socialize could also be a trigger for you. You might be a vibrant person that like to do things, and someone, like a lot of partners in your past, could have just been a person that just withdrew and just didn't want to do things with you, wasn't open to doing things with you. They could have just wanted to be in the bedroom with you or outside doing bedroom things with you, but they never really wanted to do things like to build your foundation, like to really get to know each other, if it didn't relate to any type of passionate bedroom activities. Another trigger is dealing with pessimistic people. So maybe you're a very optimistic person, and dealing with people that always live in a negative thought process, or negative, always thinking negative, could also be a trigger for you. You don't like that type of energy. You believe that all things is possible. So dealing with people that tell you that you can't do that is a trigger for you as well. So you have getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bonds deepens. And you have flirt. expand your lightheartedness energy to others. So like I said, with this getting to know each other and flirt, it seems like you usually be in flirty, passionate situations with others. And you want to embody the getting to know each other. You want to reveal your innermost selves with the persons of your interest, but they don't really care to do that with you if it's not regarding sex. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just straight getting this person. Like, you deal with a lot of people that just is all about sex. It's like not even courting you or trying to see you long term. It's like, what can you do for me? Like, just shut up and let's get it in. But that's a trigger for you. You want to be open. You want to be honest. You want to get to know the person of your interest. But it's kind of hard for you to do that when it's one-sided. So that's a trigger for you as well. And flirting actually could be a trigger for you in the sense as, like, all y'all do is just flirt, kiss, and then have sex. And then they might stick around for a little bit, then leave. And then you might not hear from them for a while. And then they want to do this all over again. So, like, it's no foundation. So I'll say lack of foundation is a trigger for you as well when it comes to love. Dealing with people that don't have, like, love goals or relationship goals. You know, that's a trigger for you. So you have self-worth, you have acceptance, you have ascendant. So ascendant says transcending obstacles, learning, expansion, new phase, preparing for a union. So like I just said, you want something more deeper. You want to be able to have a deeper connection with a person. You want to be able to speak to each other on a higher level than just sex. You want more than sex. You want more than sex. You want more than someone reminiscing about their past. You want more than someone who's pessimistic or depressed that didn't heal. You want someone that's about you and building with you. You want someone who can accept you for who you are, and you in turn accept them for who they are. You want acceptance when it comes to love. You want to be accepted in all areas. No one is perfect. Everyone has their flaws, but you still want acceptance. You want more than just a passionate time with a partner. You want to be accepted for everything. Look up cherries. I'm just seeing cherries. The color red could be important to you. I mean, you know, red is really passionate and fiery. So, but it looks as though that another trigger is someone who don't know their self-worth. So even this person or people that you might have dealt with in the past, they don't know who they are if they're living in a pessimistic mindset and always doubting things, or always depressed, or always have low self-esteem, or always trying to retreat in the house, or always just want to use you for sex. Like, that's triggering for you. So you want someone who knows their self, know who they are, and know that they are worthy. Because that energy will heighten your energy. The song that you have is Attention, and then you have the twin flame, right? So a trigger is that you feel like you might have met a lot of your twin flames. You feel like you might have met a lot of your twin flames in the past, but they unfortunately wasn't healed from past situations, and they just embodied this passionate sexual energy. Because when you guys may have, like, connected sexually, you felt like this was your soul partner, like you guys were one, but then they would do goofy things that would make you, like, question that. So with this Charlie Puth, you just want attention, you don't want my heart, you just hate the thought of me with someone new. So this person, these people or person can also be the type that, even though they don't treat you right as far as trying to court you or build some type of emotional connection with you, they don't want you to leave. It's like they continuously try to get your attention because they know that they're not giving you what it is that you want, or even a true chance of seeing what this can be, because they're embodying the energy of a player. They want to have their cake and eat it too. They want to have you and others as well. So they only give you the bare minimum, but they don't want you to go nowhere. So they're trying to keep your attention by any means necessary. They want your attention. But you are tired of that energy. So that's triggering to you, that you only trying to get my attention because you know that I'm off of you now. So you always try to do things to pull me back. So Chingy should have came out. Every time I try to leave, something keeps pulling me back, because they always try to pull you back into the bedroom. They enjoy you in the bedroom. That's where you guys make magic. But you deserve more than just being a bedroom person. You deserve full commitment and intimacy with any partners you deal with. All right, so that's what I'm showing for pile number 4. If it resonated, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's your girl, Crystal. Peace, love, and light.